Hi, Vasilis. How are you doing?
Hi, Amar. Thank you. I'm great. And you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure, really, having you on our podcast. It's about leaders in car rental. And Vasilis, I believe that you are one of the most prominent leaders, in our industry, right? So, I always, find it fascinating when I look at Wheelsys and the long journey, right? But, I'm just curious about Wheelsys, how it started actually.
Yeah. Thank you so much, first of all, for your kind words. Uh, we started 20 years ago. This year we marked 20 years, and it started sometimes, by luck. I wanted to work on the travel industry and software. Back then, I saw that hotels were being overrun by systems 20 years ago. I didn't see much about car rental, so I said, let's give it a shot. So it was as simple as this.
Oh, wow, that's very interesting. So you wanted to work in the travel industry, and then you started this company as a software for car rental, right? How was it having your first few customers?
Huh. It was challenging because you understand that there is no one way, let's say, to operate the business. Some businesses operate totally different. Some negotiate the price on the spot. Some are more organized with formal rates. Some are family-owned businesses. Some are corporate with big fleets, where they have thousands of cars. So not everyone was the same. So working and learning how each one goes and keeping all of these kind of different, let's say, car rental breeds happy with one system while learning also the dynamics of the industry because I didn't know them was certainly a big challenge.
Yeah, that's really amazing. And Vasilis, normally what I see is, when companies start in the beginning, they are very humble, as companies, and when they have many customers, the behavior changes. Have you seen any change in your behavior as a leader or in your company in all these years?
I think that the day we will start, we change our behavior, will be the beginning of the end, honestly. Uh, I try never to forget the people that helped me when I was starting and being patient with me, while I was learning and the system was getting through, getting to perfection. And I'm thankful that with these people, I've been working 20 years. So these people are not customers, they're family. You know, how can you leave this and say, no, I'm established and I have 1,000 operators? Yes, you have. It's like you have, let's say, 1,000 girlfriends, but the first one you always remember, or the second or the third one. It's the same story. Uh, we thank God that we have a good business. We thank God that we're doing well, and we never let our head get above our head. We stay foot on the ground and keep doing what we're doing with the same respect, same commitment, and the same focus.
That's really amazing, Vasilis. Yeah, I completely agree with you. Whether you have your first customer or 1,000th customer, I think the behavior, should be the same. It's about the culture, that you bring in also, to the work, right? Talking about the culture, Vasilis, you cannot create a company that spans over 20 years and more without having a very good team, right? So how did
Mhm.
you build, your team along the way, along the journey? When people joined you, I'm sure many of them working since many, many years. How do you
Mhm.
build a team? How do you motivate as a leader?
Mhm. First of all, I think that it's very hard to build a team. Okay, it's a challenge actually. It doesn't matter if the other person is an extremely good programmer or a salesperson or thing. It has to fit with the company culture.
Yes.
Okay, so we had great programmers coming in and not staying, because actually it didn't fit the culture of the company.
Yes.
But if somebody fits the culture, then they are here for the long term. Okay. Now, uh, as a CEO of a company, I'm doing everything beside what a CEO should do. Actually, I'm focusing more on listening to customers, on talking, on even writing code sometime. So I'm trying to, what we say, lead by example. I'm not just, good morning, I want this
Yes.
delivered to my desk. I'm usually involved in the projects. I like to hear, I like to give initiative to the people. And I accept that mistakes happen, but whoever works makes
Yes.
mistakes. There is no way to work and not make mistakes. It's part of a business as well, you know. So I don't think that this company would have gone anywhere near where we are without these people behind me.
No, absolutely. I think team is very, very important, right? And a leader, is as good as the team, right? As a leader, I think we are as good as our team. And
Exactly.
Vasilis, I remember, congratulating you a couple of months ago when you completed the 20 years of
Mhm.
Wheels. I think it's a very, very big achievement considering these days companies don't last long. Big startups, they raise millions of funds, but they fail in few
Mhm.
years' time. But you have built this incredible legacy that is continuing, to go on. 20 years is not a mean achievement. How one can build a company that lasts 20 years? Like, what's the secret behind your style, of leadership that you have built this empire in
Mhm.
20 years?
Okay, so uh, I personally think that every person, whether it's an entrepreneur or not, uh, has decides that he has to start climbing. Okay,
Hmm.
so some people say I just want to climb a stool. Others say I want to climb a hill. Others say I want to climb a mountain. Okay,
Right, right.
now, so you set your expectation of what you want to climb as a man, okay, as yourself, or as Vasilis, or as an entrepreneur, okay. Now you need to understand that there is no elevator or magic lift. You click the button and you go up. Uh, so you start climbing. When you're climbing, you're gonna get, you're gonna fall, you're gonna hit your knees, you're gonna get tired, you're gonna take a wrong path, and sometimes you need to go back and take another path. It's all part of this, let's say, journey that you said.
Yeah,
Okay. Now, of course, when I started, I had the support of my father who helped me start the business, but it was as much as needed, never more. I see young people now being thrown millions on their foot just
yeah,
because there is a great idea. But then what's the interest?
yes,
Okay. What's the motivation? I mean, the first 2 years I was running the business, honestly, I didn't have money to put gasoline in the car.
oh wow.
It has happened that I walked 45 minutes to get back home because the car was dry. And I was not sitting or having a drink with a friend. I was working 15 or 16 hours in a row. Yet I was focused. I said, I'm going to make this climb wherever it takes me. Now, one of the mistakes I did was that I was always busy climbing, like a mice on a treadmill, climb and climb and climb. What I have to say to anyone starting a business is at some point, sit down and enjoy the view,
Yeah,
while you are climbing. Take a
exactly.
minute, not too long, because your competitors are climbing as well. But
Absolutely.
at the end, climbing is not nothing. I mean, you are gonna go up the mountain, and the view you're gonna share it for 5 minutes. But the journey is 20 years. Enjoy the journey, not the 5 minutes at the end. I don't know if it's clear.
No,
So
no, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So Vasilis, it is fascinating that you have mentioned that, your father, for example, and your ambition, to climb, climb and climb and not enjoying the view, right? Please, please tell our viewers that how important it is family, and work-life balance, how important it is for a leader.
yes, uh, when I started the business, I didn't have family. Okay, I was alone, so I had the luxury of being able to have limited personal
Sure,
expenses. Okay,
sure.
I didn't have big obligation, and I didn't have to pay school for my kids and stuff like that. This came way along,
Right.
but I think that support for the family, be it your wife, be
Yeah.
it your parents, is very important. Okay, you need, when you go home, to hear a nice word, to something encouraging.
Yes, absolutely.
uh, I don't know, how about you? I mean, you started how many years now?
So it's been almost, 21 years that I'm working in the same industry.
Hmm.
I started with budget, in Dubai. I
Hmm.
worked with these companies in Dubai for 16 years, and then one day I said, you know what, I want to start final rentals. But
Hmm.
but but one thing that I sometimes regret is that like you said, always on the treadmill and not enjoying the view, right? I think I'm learning this now, and I'm spending more time with myself, with family. I meditate. I take a break, do yoga. I think it has really helped me. Yeah. So Vasilis, one thing that I wanted to ask you, that we are going through a very interesting time right now, that we have this AI coming in, and everybody's talking about AI. We want to incorporate AI into our software. Some people just use it as a buzzword to impress people and all. What is your vision for AI as a leader who's a part of this whole phenomena? Like what is your thinking?
First of all, as you know, I have a speech in less than 20 days
Yes, yes,
about
yes.
AI actually, and
All right.
showing in the International Car Rental Show what we're doing on AI. Well,
Yes.
I think AI is indeed a revolution. Okay.
Yeah.
So in
Mm.
the beginning, it was like the first businesses that put a computer on the spot. Okay. And the other competition was using pen and paper to do stuff. So I think that AI is this kind of let's say revolution. There is, of course, with any revolution, there is a buzz. Okay, we've seen crazy things. We've seen crazy expectations that because there is AI, we're gonna leave the Terminator movie and robots are gonna overrun the earth and destroy everything. Yeah, to an extent, yes, you may say that there is always this kind of risk. Okay, but I think that AI will change the way businesses operate. Okay, let me take you an example. Not
Mhm.
in mobility,
Yeah.
uh, architecture, for example. Okay, now imagine you want to build a house. You have to go to an architect. He has to
Right.
understand what you want, start building stuff for you, and then they show it to you, and I don't like it, and back and forth. Now imagine you sit there with your wife in front of a computer and you say, I want this and I want that and I want that and I want this kind of I don't know, designs and this kind of windows and window blinds and stuff like that, and showing you also on the site how much it costs, and then you say I want this, and then like connecting you to manufacturing companies and say you can have this, and this land is it, and this is your line of credit, and with X 999 you can get it. So it will change things, it will impact you, me, and everyone. Okay, the way we work, the fact that we make the computer smarter, because this is what we are trying to do actually. AI is about asking the same question to the computer twice and getting a different reply.
Yes. Yes.
Why? Because the system learns, interprets data, and reacts differently based on the circumstances. So I think that especially in the mobility industry, we see it to an extent. I mean, you put Google Maps and it tells you don't take that route, take the other route because there is a congestion there. You see it on the car. There are sensors, there are features there. You can talk to the car and do things. You do it on your cell phone. You have
Yes.
Siri or whatever. This will go to mobility. It will impact self-driving cars, first of all, and it will impact also the operations. I mean, day to day. Now, imagine if a computer can tell you which car to deliver, where, at what price, to who, it's transforming. And while there is no, let's say, final path to anything in this area currently, still it's something we need to explore. We explore it on behalf of our customers because we want our customers to be on the front of a line. So currently we have worked on the customer service side of things. There are other people working on pricing. They are doing an extremely good job. So there's no reason for us to do the same thing. They lead this.
Yes.
We said we'll focus on the customer service. So you are getting, for example, final rentals is getting customer inquiries. Okay,
Yes.
so I book a car with you, or I have booked a car, or I rented a car, and I'm contacting you for a reason, okay? This interaction is very important because the you only cash once philosophy is long dead. Now
Mhm.
you want the direct to brand. You want the customer to refer you to more people. It's not I see you once and adios. Okay.
Yeah,
So what does it mean? This means that when he asks a question, you need to assist him. Now what happens when you're getting loaded with questions and you need to reply to them, and this keeps piling up because the more you grow your business or any business, the more customer service you have. And you know,
of course.
customer service is also about being reactive. If it takes you 2 weeks to reply, it doesn't make sense. So now imagine if a big percentage of these questions could be answered accurately and instantly without you even knowing, dealing with it. What does this mean to you? Then there is another 20%, which is the tough cases, where there you can focus and pay attention, and this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to solve the majority of questions
No,
on customer
absolutely.
service.
And Vasilis, I think it is fascinating how you see AI, because you have mentioned that, it's also about asking the same question and getting, different, reply based on circumstances. I think that is a fascinating, way of looking at it. So Vasilis, let's talk also about, we talked about AI. So, now we are also dealing with a new generation. So I remember when I was, starting a business many, many years ago, the people that I was, hiring, they were of a different behavior. They were not on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook,
Mm-hmm,
and WhatsApp. They were more simple people, who used a phone, normal phone, or not a
mm-hmm,
smartphone. Now we deal with, a new generation which is very, very smart. They have many applications, grew up on mobile applications and the
mm-hmm,
iPhones, right? So when you hire new people, younger people, right,
mm-hmm.
what is your philosophy towards them? Is it like they need more training, they need more, let's say, culture coaching? What exactly is this younger generation, and what we
Mm-hmm.
can do for them as leaders?
Yeah. Well, people nowadays, are, let's say, overexposed to things. I
Yes.
imagine, I don't know, 30 years ago or more, that I used to, to take the bus to go to a computer shop to with my savings to see what game I can buy,
Yeah, me
and
too.
then it better be a good choice because I had to play that game for the next 2 months.
Exactly.
Uh, I see now young people, they go to the app store, they download 50 games, out of which next day they won't remember any of these. I still remember the games I played back then also,
Exactly.
you
Me
know.
too. Yeah. Yeah.
The same problem is with technology. Now there are so many tools to build things and make it easy that people think, but because, okay, I can drag and drop something on the screen and have it working, that this is programming. It's not actually. And when we have new people, especially younger generations, we always like to get fresh minds in the business. Okay.
Yes.
Uh, of course, numbers show that for every 5 people we hire, young people, maybe one or two will fit and
Right.
match the culture, because young people sometimes are easily distracted. Okay.
Yes.
uh, I hear about people doing a profession of a TikToker. I don't even know, what a TikToker does for a living,
Right. Yes.
making videos and seeing, I don't know, I find this very ephemeral, let's say.
Right.
Sorry. So when we have a new people here, first of all, they need to learn the product. This is a basic thing. So knowing the business, okay? And then we start easy with simple tasks, and we try to see where is this person strong? What do they do? Can they build a beautiful site? Can they build a beautiful code? Can they read the complex code and understand it and give a solution? And based on that, we try to push them into this direction. Okay. And so usually when we have a junior coming in, some of our more senior people uh, take over, they sit next and teach and audit, and make sure that you don't make mistakes because they are writing code for the application. You can't have problems. So we do every time code audits, and explain to them how to do it more efficiently, how to do it better, but don't discourage them or disappoint them.
No, I
That's the thing.
yeah.
It's positively teach them and show them that they can do great things. Actually, they just need, to stay focused on what they do, and patience. It cannot
No,
happen from one day
absolutely.
to the other.
Absolutely. I think it's a good idea that they can, work with the most senior people and learn from them, get some coaching, and then of course auditing and responsibility. I completely agree with that. So Vasilis, we are coming, to the end of this podcast now, and you have this incredible experience, of so many years. So today, if someone is starting a business in car rental or even, in any other
Mhm,
industry, for that matter, what is that one advice that you want to give them that you wish you had when you started?
mhm. Well, you need first of all, hard work and commitment and no distraction. I find this self-evident. Okay.
Right.
Uh, I say that I don't really like, to be honest, all this startup logic, this success overnight success
Mm.
or overnight fame. It actually hurts your business on the long term. So
Right.
I would say stay humble and try to think as your customers think. You need to understand what they need. So in order to understand that, you need to start thinking the way they do. Don't try to change their mindset to make them think like you do, because that won't happen. You need to understand what's the challenges. So any customer coming to Wils's, we are a doctor, okay? So you need to understand where do you have pain? What's the problem that you are trying to solve? Don't try to solve problems that don't exist to
Mm.
give cure. Okay, try to focus on where is a problem, and then when everything is stable, then modernize. Let's say, then take the customer a step forward. Uh, so I say to that, don't be disappointed with failures. This is evident, and you won't unless you fail in the beginning, you will fail big at the end.
Yeah.
So fail, learn from your failures, do your self-criticism, avoid if possible to fail, to do the same failures more than once. Okay, so try to innovate, fail differently next time. I mean, I think I have failed in every possible sense there is to fail. They say thinking into the box, out of the box. I don't think when I started I knew what the box was, to be honest. So it was impulse and let's do it better and let's improve and keep working. And I say this, and don't be, uh, the rewards will come. Work hard and the results will come.
No, absolutely. I think
Uh,
that's a very empowering thought that, don't be afraid of failure. You can always get up and run again, right? And just keep going and the rewards will come. It is not short term, it is long term. Business is not about, startup, like, one night success and then, you're back to the ground, for example. So yeah, long term thinking, don't be afraid of the failures, right? And you can make it happen. Vasilis, that's a fantastic thought. And it's a pleasure really having you on the podcast. Thank you for the insights. They were incredible, and thank you for sharing your personal, beliefs also in terms of in the world of business. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for inviting me, and all the best with the podcast. I can't wait to listen to this one and the next ones to come.
Thank you very much, Vasily. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.